Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I'm not going to be able to do a live tomorrow because my son is in a play tomorrow in the day, and my other half's got the day off, so we're going together. So I'll probably try and do a live on Thursday at 1 o'clock. Also apologies about Foundation Friday last week because I went to upload it and YouTube said it couldn't read it. So I've kind of abandoned that one. It was quite a short one anyway. And what I thought I'd do this Friday is Festive Friday and do a Christmas makeover. But today I thought, because I'm not doing a live tomorrow, I would film a video. And I succumbed to a palette. And it wasn't Anastasia Beverly Hills. Can you guess which one I succumbed to looking at my clothing and my general choice of colours? I will get it and I will show you. Exciting. That's right, you guessed it. I got the Huda Nude palette. It was also, might help if I held it the right way up. It was also because I was getting it for somebody else. And I thought, I can't order it for them and not get one myself, because I know when I see it, I'm going to regret it. And I'm really glad I got it. So I thought today I would do a makeup look using the Huda Nude palette. Now I've put my foundation on. My eyes are a bit watery. I've done my brows. I've curled my lashes. So I'm all ready to go. Jack's going to come in the middle of this, so you're going to get some quiet bit at the beginning and then some noisy bit in the middle, but never mind, let's get on with it, shall we? Okay, so I decided to do this as a get ready with me, but I will give you a few first impressions on the way. So these are the shadows, as you can see, and thank you Huda before creating this panel, because it's great when you're doing reviews that you don't have to show the mirror. So these are the shadows. So there are 3 basic formulas in here. So you have the matte formulas, which are completely matte, and you have the shimmery formulas, which are just out of this world and supremely pigmented. That was a light rub of my finger. And then you have the glitters, which are literally just glitters, and you can see them there. And actually there is a 4th formula in one shadow, which is this, which is the base. And I think that this is a really good idea to have this in here. I've seen some reviews that aren't very keen on it, but I just think it's really good to have a base in your palette, because you don't have to get up and get another item, and I'm all for that. So now how does this compare? Very quickly, having looked at the colours, I will do some swatches at the end for you. Having looked at the colours, how does this compare with Charlotte's Stars in Their Eyes palette? And I would say they're very similar colours. The only difference is that you've got more on the purple spectrum, whereas in the Stars in Your Eyes palette, you've got a few more pinks and you've also got golds. Whereas if you're like me and you're a bit of a purple girl and you like purples, this is going to give you a few more options. Having said that, I think they're all quite similar, but it allows you to build up a colour and intensity. So there's an advantage to that, or to get a lighter look. To give you some very quick thoughts about some of the minus points, I would say that the dark shadows are not dark enough for me in terms of really defining that inner corner. And the light shadow is okay, but it's quite matte, and it doesn't give you a light semi one for putting it, highlighting your brow or in the inner corner, other than these very sparkly shadows. So it would be nice to kind of in between, a little bit like this one, but in a light shade. So a kind of shimmer, but not one of these, and not a matte. So yeah, there are actually different ones, aren't there? So there's matte, there's that kind of shimmer, there's that kind of shimmer, and then there's your glitter. So those are my first impressions, really. A lot on the purple spectrum, but it will allow you to have a purple look that is more of a daytime look. And that's how I would say it differs from Charlotte's. Okay, so let's get on and create this look. And my buzzer's going to go very shortly, and Jack's going to be at the door. Let me come back. I'm just going to put on, first of all, I'm going on this base shadow all over my lids, and I will do that with a Real Techniques shadow brush, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see I have put on that shade, which is called Concealed, which is a cream eyeshadow primer. I'm sorry about the lighting in here today. It's very dark. Okay, well, Jack is in now. So I am going to carry on with this look. He's got the telly on in the background, and he's just caught me up with the day. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to gradually build up the intensity. I could do potentially a very simple look, but I'm going to show you as many colours as I can within reason. And I quite like this one. I did have a little go at this yesterday, but I haven't used this one. And I quite like that because I think it will go with my top. So I'm going to start by using that, and I'd like that to be seen. And I'm going to build up the intensity in the crease. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to also build up the intensity going outwards on the lid with some shimmer shades. Okay, now what I'm going to try and do is position the camera so that I'm a little bit more straight on, so that you can see exactly what I'm doing, because I know that that's been feedback in the past. So I will try and get this into as best position as I can. Okay, so I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so not very flattering light actually. Let me just turn this down a bit. Ooh, no, it's very shimmery. But anyway, it shows all my lines up on my watery eyes, but of course it will show you my eyeshadow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this light shade, which is called Bear. I thought it was going to be called Babe then. Bear. And I'm going to use that actually to set this this eyeshadow primer, because otherwise it is creasing on me a little bit. So let me just first of all go over this with a little bit of there. And then I'm going to take this shade I talked to you about, which is called Lace here, which is a lovely soft lilac, and I'm going to start by putting that into the crease and building up the intensity. Do you want to say hi to my viewers, Jack?
I would probably say hi if I wasn't partied out.
He's partied out. He had a party at school today. So you can see that I'm just using a MAC 217, and I am taking a little bit at a time, but I do want this lilac to be seen over the top of what I've done underneath. So I'm just going to take a little bit more here and do the other side. and remembering to hold the shadow brush at the end and circling, soft circling motions back and forward in the crease. Okay, now next I'm going in with Tease, which is this one, which is a slightly darker purple on the bottom. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same brush, but whereas I used this kind of diagonally here, I'm going to go in horizontally so that I don't cover all of that lilac. And just dab a little bit, and as you can see it's quite pigmented, so I'm just going to pull this, stretch this skin across and start blending again. Now, if it doesn't look blended up enough in the top here, don't worry, because there's a brilliant shadow that I can use at the end to make sure that everything is blended out on the top, which comes in this palette. Okay, so next up, just make sure that's blended in a little bit more. So next up, I'm going to build up a little bit more, and this time I'm going to go in with Spanked, which is this one here. Okay, and I'm going to switch brushes now. And I'm going to get a slightly smaller brush, a pencil brush, and then I will blend it out once I've placed it. So I'm going to place it and then blend it, which again will allow me to get that graduation. So I'm going to put this across the entire crease, just like the others, and just place it like so. And this is a MAC pencil brush. Okay, so you'll see I'm not blending it at the moment, I'm just placing it, and I'm also going to start tucking a little bit into the corner like so. Okay, and out and up, and I'll do the other side so that I got them generally matching. In the corner and out and up. Right, now with a clean blending brush, I'm going to just make sure that that's clean. Yes, so a clean blending brush, I'm just going to go back in now and blend that out so that it merges into those other shadows. Okay, now if you find that your top shadow is disappearing a little bit, you can just take the other brush back, which mine is a little bit, and just place a little bit more on the top, like so. So this one is lace. I'm just making sure that that one can still be visible, like so. Okay, now I'm going to take that pencil brush again, and this time I'm going to go in with the darkest shade in the palette, which is called Love Bite, and that one is here. Okay. And then I'm really going to now concentrate on the outer corner and defining that lid, making it look a little bit more deep set. So I'm dabbing this on. In a V shape, and I'm not taking this across the entire crease, just in the corner. Now this eye is watering a bit, which is probably why it's becoming a little bit difficult to push that up and out, because it's slightly wet. And then this side, you'll see the difference because this eye isn't watering. Just go back in this side and make sure that I can. Now there's some powder on there, it should be a bit easier. And it is. Okay, so then I go back with my blending brush that I used last and blend away. Before I get onto the good bit, which is doing the lids, I am going to go underneath and put some eyeshadow under the lid. So I am going to start off with the very darkest shade and just put that into the corner like so, and make sure that it links up with what I've just done. Okay, and then I'm going to take the cerise and blend that in and take it slightly further across. And then with a flatter brush, excuse my, because my eyes are watering, a flatter brush like this one, I'm going to take the lilac, the very soft lilac that we started with, and I'm going to blend both of those in and take this all the way to the centre. So right at the bottom, so that it blends out to nothing. Okay, and now we are ready to do the lids. And I'm going to use this flat brush. I'll just give it a little bit of a clean. And I'm going to wet the brush, dampen the brush, and we're going to start using some of these shimmers. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to build up the intensity. So darker, medium, light. So with the darkest, I'm going to use this one. And then with the medium one, I am going to use Fantasy, which is there. And then the lighter one, I'm going to use Daydream, which is this one here. Okay, so that it builds up in intensity on the way out and gets lighter on the way in. All right, so I just get my MAC Fix Plus, or my, I think my Estée Lauder one, and I'll be right. Okay, so I just realised how naughty some of these shades are called. This one is called Kinky. And I'm going to go in with that one first and load that up on my flat brush. And then I'm going to squirt the brush with my Estée Lauder Refresh, Set and Refresh Okay, and then I'm going to dab that onto the outer corner and just stopping about there.
My mum's recording right now.
And then I've got some still loaded up on the other side of the brush.
Hello.
And I'll dab that on there.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine's updating as well. It's for the hoverboard. Well, the drift board to be precise. 20. Mine's got 20
Okay,
minutes.
and then I'm going to just wipe that down. Because
Mine
next I'm
started
going to
off
go
with
in
24 minutes.
with the shade which is called, which one are we going for? Fantasy, which is up there. And again, loading that up on the brush and damping the brush. Okay, so this is Fantasy. As you can see, these are really pigmented. They are absolutely beautiful. But if you want to be really greedy about it, you can take some with your finger and just put a little bit more over the top, and you can see that it goes on even more. But it's good to have that wet shadow underneath because it will help it stick. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to clean the brush down again.
When you're in season 6 and you react to this,
and then I'm going to go finally in with Daydream, which is this one here. And I'm going to put that on the... So again, load up the brush, squirt the brush.
17 minutes left into my game gets the update.
And in we go with that.
Should I go with you? 60.
And again, I will go over that with my fingers.
Okay,
Let me just take that with my finger. Okay, and then with my little pinky,
with you.
I'm just going to put some there, which will really make my eyes pop. Okay, lovely, isn't it? Okay, so next, that's the eyeshadow done. I will put a tiny bit of that Fantasy on my brow, but I think you'll see what I mean. It's just, it's too, no, it doesn't really work. It's too sparkly to put on the brow. So what I will do for the moment is just run some of that prime shade, which is called Bear, and then I will go over it later with a highlighter. Alright, so next I'm going to move on to the liner. Okay, now I'm going in with a black eyeliner, and this is one that I got in with my YSL mascara. It came in a set, and I'm going to tone this down slightly. I'm just putting it on the upper lid. And before that sets, I'm going to take a smudge brush, and Daniel Sandler's smudge brush, by the way, is really, really good. And I'm going to take that very darkest shade that I used, and I'm going to go over it with the smudge brush so that it comes out a very blackened purple as an eyeliner, rather than just completely black. But it also helps to kind of smudge it out and tie in with the look. So I'm just dipping the smudge brush into that eyeshadow, and then using that to smudge out the line, and then using that to flick it out rather than flicking it out with the pencil. Okay, and then the other side. I have to say this eye pencil is so soft. It's not that smudge resistant though, which is one of the reasons that I want to set it with powder. Okay, and then I'm going to tight line with the black on the top. Alright, and then just so I can link it up a little bit, I just take that in the corner there, and in the corner there, and again using a little bit of that shadow, smudge it out again. Okay, and lastly, now you could go in with a blue eyeliner, which looks lovely, but I'm just going to go in with a purple eyeliner today, and this is Estée Lauder, and it's double wear, and the shade is called Night Violet, and I just need to sharpen the pencil, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to tight line the lower waterline. Okay, and then I'll put my mascara on and I'll be right back and we will finish off this look. Okay, so that's the eyeshadow finished. If you want to add a little bit more bling, then what you can do when you've finished, after you've put the mascara, the absolute final touch is you can add a little bit of glitter onto the top, and I'll just put a little bit of Infatuated right in the middle there. Like so. Okay, so that just gives you that little bit of extra je ne sais quoi. And next I'm going to move on to, let's put some Filmstar Bronze and Glow on. I'm really sorry about this light, it's so bad. So suck in the cheeks and follow the hollow. And then some highlight. Now you could of course use your Bar of Gold palette with this, which would look very nice. And then I'm just going to take my fourth finger, because it hasn't got glitter on, and just add a little bit more to there, and I'm going to use this to highlight my brow, because this makes a better highlighter than the eyeshadow palette.
My game just said, okay, update done.
So one thing it's missing from there is a kind of highlighting light shade.
I feel
okay,
sorry for you.
and
So bad.
I will move on to the
as
lips,
bad
and
as
then
my
we'll
season
finish
6
off with the
update.
blush.
It said it
Okay,
would have to
and
take
I'll
20
try
hours
and
to
finish off
download.
by showing you this in a better light. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to use Charlotte's lip pencil in Berry Naughty. And I'm just filling it in on the outer edges.
Why's your mic glitching out? Why's your mic glitching out?
So that we can have a bit of an ombre effect. Okay, and then over the top, I'm going to put Confident Lips, Charlotte Tilbury's Confident Lips. Sorry, I started doing this without filming.
Hello? Yeah, sorry, I just have to switch.
I'm going to blot this a little bit and then put something paler in the middle, I think, just to lighten it a slight bit. Okay, so in the middle I'm going to put Sexy Lips now that I've blotted this. Okay, and then we finish off with blusher and we're done. Okay, with this look you can either go for a very subtle peachy blush or you can just go for it, and I'm just going to go for it. And this to me calls for Love is the Drug, and this is Love is the Drug. And I'm going to put this now. The inner shade really needs a soft hand because it's quite pigmented, but I'm just doing the swish at the moment, and I'm putting it on with this brush, which is the Real Techniques blush brush, which will not, hopefully not allow me to go too over the top.
John?
And one pop, literally, because you will see it's better to build it up. It is very pigmented, this blush. One pop.
Oh,
there you have it.
John,
And actually,
because
I think it calls for a little bit more highlighter as well. So I'm just going to get that, and then I will definitely finish off. And actually a little bit more bronzer, because I'm just in the mood for dressing up. Okay, right, with a massive bronzing brush, put my teeth back in. I'm just going to go over and bronze up on my face a little bit, underneath and over the nose, like so. And then I'm going to finish off by using some of Charlotte's Beauty Light Wand. And the bad news is that this is nearly run out, but the good news is I stocked up in the sales and I have one when it runs out.
What comes out and shoots you, Doodle Jam?
Just pat that in.
Yeah,
Tiny pop in the middle.
What has Fortnite done to the game?
But not on the tip of my nose, because I just can't bring myself to do that.
Do you know how laggy Fortnite is now? No, but do you know what happened to me when I got into my first map?
And there you have it,
like
the final look.
Right now.
So I hope you've enjoyed today. I'm going to take a picture so you can see it in a better light. But I hope you've enjoyed today's look using the new Huda Beauty palette in nude. And I will see you hopefully on Thursday. I will do a short live for you all. And then on Friday, if I don't manage to see you Thursday, I'll let you know and I'll do a live on Friday. But definitely on Friday, I'm going to do Festive Friday rather than Foundation Friday. And I will finish off by doing a festive look for you all. So I hope you've enjoyed today. See you on Thursday and take care. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's get it up to 500 subs for Christmas. That would be a great present for me. All right, take care. See you soon.